Yours?
I'm Gianni Falcone.
And I'm Mike Derderian.
And from Pavoni.
Congratulations again on a beautifully successful show. This is your second year closing. How does that feel?
It's an amazing feeling. I mean, we couldn't have hoped for more. You know, we wanted to be the first and we wanted to be the last on the first day. So it was really an amazing experience. We want to thank Toronto Fashion Week for offering us an amazing opportunity to come and to show here in this beautiful venue and to be able to talk to you guys and have this amazing exposure and really introduce ourselves, to the market here in Canada, especially being so close to home because,
we're always traveling. I mean, from, Moscow, sometimes I call him and I'm like, where are you now? He's like, Dubai. I'm like, I thought you were in Moscow. No. So, I mean, coming back home is always really special. And I mean, after last March, we showed last March and we didn't really know what to expect. Somebody called us and said there was a spot, last show on opening night, and we're like, sure, let's do it. And the response was so overwhelming that we, I don't know if we were superstitious, but we're like, we're taking that same spot and next season. And
we want to be the leaders and let the people behind us try to follow and keep up.
Well, I mean, you definitely showed.
Not at all. Sorry.
You definitely showed a beautiful collection that we saw in the spring for fall/winter. That was very dark. It was very eerie. It was very elegant. How do you think that this collection kind of coincides with that and stays true to Pavoni house aesthetic?
Well, the aesthetic is really what we want to make as a strong woman. So whether it is a dark or softer silhouette, we always try to work with a female form, the body, empowering the woman, working around the shoulder, the neckline area, long sleeves, beautiful handcrafted embroidery, really almost tattooing the body. And that's what we call, a lot of the dresses, we refer to them as the tattoo effect, which is something that we've become famous for. So either it be in lace or something that was done by hand embroidery in order to emulate, lace. We work really close to the body. Our silhouette really complements a woman's figure.
I think that, a lot of designers go a little bit overboard when it comes to sex appeal and, designing something sexy. And, when in Pavoni, for example, if you're showing, a lot of leg, it's fine. But, we cover the arms, there's a sense of balance because
there's sexiness without the vulgar.
Without being vulgar. It's really finding a balance. And I think that's really the signature.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I feel, especially with this collection as well, you do borderline on risque with the low back, the micro mini dress, but your attention to detail is what pulls it in and makes it wearable for the everyday
I'm
woman.
Happy you've noticed that because it's exactly what we try to do. No matter how open a back is or how exposed a side panel is, or we always try to make it in a very discreet and very elegant manner, and it's never overt or vulgar or not too suggestive to the eye in the wrong way. Exactly. So it's really sexiness the way we see it on a woman, the way we want a woman, but it also empowers the woman. It gives her a lot of confidence, and that's really what we aim to do when we dress, we design.
Wonderful. So what was the inspiration behind this collection?
Versailles. We had a visit to the chateau actually when we were on collection from last season, and we show in Paris quite frequently. So we decided to take this trip, and from the moment we arrived,
we walked in and we were, he was there with his phone.
We didn't stop.
Moldings and mosaics on the floor. We were just overwhelmed.
The artwork
he went to
on
it right away. Sketching.
The dressers. I took as many details as you can imagine, from ashtrays to the beds to the linens to the detailing on the floor to the way the woodwork was done to even the type of molding that they used, and just it just so inspiring, so luxurious to a point where it overwhelms you how many hours, and we wanted to really translate that into trying to modernize it and bring it into our collection and just show what kind of beauty we could represent based on that collection.
I think with Pavoni, every time there's an inspiration, it's never very literal. It's always about a feeling, and a lot of times we have to explain to when we're doing interviews or and the smallest detail that people don't really recognize. But for example, he saw an embroidery. We saw an embroidery of a fan in Versailles, and it was mimicked in the lace. And not a lot of people are even going to notice that. But
unless we actually show you and we display it to you, it's generally a feeling that
it's a feeling. It's a mood.
We're never trying to really literally be. And plus, there's a commercial aspect to it because we don't want to get lost. Yeah, we don't want to get lost in the inspiration, the creativity.
Well, it's too cartoony. I mean, you always have to. Where Pavoni is really synonymous with luxury. And luxury really has to have a balance. It has to have a simplicity with along with decadence as well. It's finding that balance, and from what we hear, it seems that it's working. So we're just knocking on wood and
There.
He's not. Is somebody knocking?
Knock on wood. So, I mean, obviously you drawn a lot of inspiration from your worldly travels, but as a Canadian design duo, is there anything, whether it be Montreal or Toronto, that you pull in from home or your families or the women in your life? Anything? Is there a home inspiration?
We come from different origins. I mean, he's from an Italian origin, although born in Montreal, and I have a lot of Middle Eastern origin as well because my mother is Lebanese. So we have grown up kind of appreciating that type of aesthetic, and it's very close to our hearts. I mean, civilizations are ancient in the countries we come from, and through our parents and through our education as children, it's always going to stay with us for the rest of our life. So our aesthetic has been built from a long time ago.
Yeah, I think if you're an artist, I mean, a lot of people say, where do you draw your inspiration, and what, like you're saying, I think it's your whole life. I mean, it's everything that you see from the minute you're born until now is all stored in your subconscious, and you really don't know. It's a result of
chemical reaction that happens in your brain.
It's all in
based
there,
on
you know what I mean? So it's not
everything that's been accumulated so far. It's almost like a vault, that wants to explode in a creative way, and that's what we try to do.
On that note, how do your moms and family members feel about the collection?
My mom was here for the first time, actually. She flew all the way from Beirut, so it was a big flight, but she's here, and it's a great moment as well. So it's good to have that kind of support. We're very happy with that.
And one last question for you. As a design duo, do you have any conflicts between the two of you, or are there things that you argue? So how do you get through that?
It's like a marriage.
I'm the boss. No, I'm kidding.
He wears the pants.
No.
No. Now you're diving into another territory.
No. We've been best friends for, my God, since we were like 15 years old, and I mean,
we can handle it.
And we never fought until we got into business together. But I think it's like a marriage. I mean, it's when you know somebody and you live with them or you go into business with them, there's a different personality that comes out. But the thing is that we're best friends, and so no matter what happens,
you have to learn to control your boundaries and know who's responsible for what and who's able to create what and to define what.
I mean, he has his talents, and I mean everybody has their own thing. And I think
brings it up to a really high level. I try to tone it down a lot more because I have a commercial side to everything, but
which is very important
it's
too.
very important.
Absolutely.
So he's kind of like the dreamer, and you need to bring it back down.
I am a dreamer, actually. My mom always tells me that.
So.
Well, I mean.